What is going on, everyone? My name is Jared Haas, and welcome back to another edition of NASCAR Mailbox. In this week's edition, we will take a look back at the action at Bristol Motor Speedway. And this first question comes from JR Racing Team 1732. They ask, what are your guys' thoughts on Joey, who won the 2022 championship, being eliminated in the first round? Now with a previous championship, you'd expect him to be a little bit more of a contender, but if you look on the stats on paper, Logano had a pretty similar first round that he had in 2022. He had a top five. Darlington was this year and Kansas was last year's race, but he had a similar average finish in those playoff races, 16th last year and 17th. Now, what's the big difference? Why did Logano fail to make it out of this first round, but the season ago, similar results, he was able to make it to the championship for? It's those playoff points. He entered the playoffs with 25 going into the 2022 playoffs, only 8 points that he accumulated this year. That made a huge difference right there. That is 17 points on the table that would have scratched away the nights and worries of Logano missing the playoffs. So, again, it matters what you do in the regular season. But in the end of the day, you've got to perform, and Logano got caught up in a wreck, ended his hopes, and Logano will not be able to repeat. So, not a huge eyeball shocker. I saw this even predicting that Logano was going to be a first-round exit, but it is something where you've got to be careful. You got to be careful during those first round of playoffs, and you got to perform well in the regular season. Logano didn't do neither. And now this next question comes from Josh O'Day. He asked, who do you think will fail to advance to the next round of the playoffs? Well, the playoff field is going to get even tighter as we went from the round of 12 and looking into the round of 8. You looked at the round of 16 going into the round of 12. There were some people that looked a little bit more of a lock and to get into the next round, and some of them you would probably pencil in, to say the least, being knocked out. But in the round of 12, you still have to perform, but there's still a little bit of chaos, especially going to Texas Motor Speedway, Talladega, and ending up in the Roval. I'm looking at Bubba Wallace as one of the drivers that's not going to make it into the round of 8, 14 points behind 8th place. Now, understandably, Bristol last week, he made 19 points up. So there's definitely the realm of possibility where attrition can play a factor, but, this is where it separates between the boys and the men's, and it really pays off to have those points. So I say Bubba Wallace is going to be one of them. I'm going to say Ross Chastain, who's already under the playoff line, does not improve. He will miss the round of 8. I'm going with Christopher Bell, who hit 2 walk-off home runs to get in the championship for last season. I think he's going to miss it. And I'm actually going to go quick. Martin Truex Jr. is going to be the other driver. That team has not been performing well, even though it's the regular season champion. Truex, a lot less of a cushion to play with. And also, too, the field's getting tighter. The 19 team has to turn around. I don't think it's going to be just in time for them to make it into the round of 8. Those are my 4 drivers that I'm predicting to not make it into the round of 8. Thank you very much for watching the NASCAR Mailbox. As always, like and subscribe. Our content really helps us out. And as always, make sure to have a great race weekend. See you in the next video.
This is Austin Dillon, driver of the Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also check out one of those 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.